Let's start with this question that's coming on our website, www.mpnow.in. Now, Fernandez writes in to say that he wants to shift his loan from HDFC Bank to SBI. Now, he wants to know how much should he pay the bank for the transfer. He adds that only the first dispersal has been made by the bank on a pre-EMI basis. So it's very early days yet, and he wants to move his home loan. Obviously, because a lot of banks have gone around cutting rates recently.
That's right.
Should he actually do that, or should he just negotiate with the bank?
So the first thing that he has to look at is the differential interest rate. So obviously the basic rule is that if you are getting a lower interest rate and as much as maybe at least about 0.75 to 1%, then it makes sense to even consider this transfer. Now, from my understanding, most institutions would require you to hold on for about 6 months before you can actually effect this kind of a transfer. So maybe if you just got your disbursement about a month ago, perhaps you need to pay and stay with the existing institution for another 5 months, and thereafter you can initiate your transfer proceedings. But even before you do that, you might want to consider speaking to your existing financier and ask them that I'm getting a cheaper loan. Would you like reset my loan? And if they agree to do that, even at a price of maybe 0.5% or 1% as a one-time fee, I think it's still well worth going with this proposition and staying with the existing loan, because there's a lot of processing fee, there's a lot of other situation and time consumption, and not to mention a little bit of stress also while you're actually moving. So if you can get the same deal from your existing financier, maybe you want to stay with them. So therefore think about all these factors and then make your move. And like we always have said, it's absolutely fine to move if you're getting a definite 1% benefit and your existing lender does not wish to reduce the rate of interest for you. So those are the options before you.
Kartik, while you were talking, I was just looking at the rates that we're showing on the screen right now.
Right.
HDFC Bank rates are around 9.4%. Meanwhile, SBI is lending at around 9.35%. Of course, it's lower if you're a female borrower, but that's not the case over here. Now, tell me this, does it still make sense for him to move?
No, I mean, at this kind of a rate of interest differential, not at all. That's why we normally say that if the difference is anything greater than 0.5%, it's still a case. And that too, if you're in the early years of your loan. So if you're in the last maybe 3 or 4 years of your loan, and if there's a differential of maybe 0.5%.
How early is early? Because clearly Fernandez over here is in the early years of his loan. It's just
absolutely. So if you're in the first 3 years, then it's like absolutely early, because the interest component is huge, it's massive. And the principal repayment is really minuscule that's happening in the first couple of years.
So, Fernandez, here's the thing. What you really need to do here is, like Kartik said, first go to your bank, speak to them. Probably they will give you a better deal, because banks across the board have, cut interest rates, though they've not really passed on the entire benefit of RBI's rate cut yet, which means that hopefully there would be more rate cuts in the offing, which is what the governor also hinted at. But having said that, do go and speak to your bank first and then look to actually move your loan, because you will have to pay a processing fee at the bank, to the bank that you're moving to. So you need to factor in all of that and then take a call as to whether it actually makes sense, because the differential, as far as we can see, is hardly 0.5%, which is not a great difference over here at this point in time.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at magicbricksnow. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.